Good morning, everybody. It is June 1st, and I figured let's take a quick look around the garden to see how things are doing in June and how far behind Joe is in doing what he wants to do. First off, I just wanted to show you, take a look at this. This is driving me crazy. I was away on a cruise, came back, pulled in the driveway, and that's the first thing I saw. And I'm suspecting somebody dropped something there. I don't think it's dog urine. It could be, but it's kind of large. It's about not 2 feet, but yeah, 2 feet one way and a foot and a half the other way. So I'm actually thinking of just cutting it out and putting a piece of sod there. I can't wait for seed to grow, but it's really disappointing, when I found that. But anyway, let's move on and see what we have going on in here. We have no flowers in here yet. I still want to put some in. Haven't been able to do that yet, but I'm planning to. Can't tell if the sun is in your way. In this area right here, I want something, and actually I want something that deters something that's an odor that deters any deer from chomping on anything here. Planted this a couple of weeks ago, and I forgot already what it's called, and I took the tag off. I think it's a Japanese holly, if I'm not mistaken. So that is filling up that space. I'm kind of happy with that. We just bought a bunch of these wind chimes. I think we got 8 of them, and I put them all over the yard. I have them here hanging from a tree, and I have them scattered all about. Down here, this is another species of a daylily. It's not that big grassy kind with the really tall flowers. My neighbor gave me a bunch of them, and that was the only one that survived after the winter. So I'm keeping an eye on that one. I have a lot of little Japanese maples sprouting up all over the place from the seed pods. You can see that one right there. So I'm going to pot a few. My sister-in-law wants one or so, and I'm going to do that. Have to cut the bottom of this blue spruce tree right here. Some of them are hanging, but it's getting a little low, and I want to clean that up, as well as the bottom of the Japanese maple. I'm going to trim this out a little bit just to raise it a little bit more. You see, here's all the seed pods. They're blowing all over the place and sprouting up. So I'm coming up the side of the house right now just to, if you remember, I planted a couple of things. I moved them. And if you remember, we had the azalea in the front, and it suffered a lot from the winter snow. So I chopped the whole top of it off, and I moved it back here. And what I was hoping for is happening. Look, all the area that I cut out is all beginning to have new growth in it. So in another month or so, it should be nice and filled up in. I'll keep you updated on that. Here's another one of those hollies that I just planted a few weeks ago right here to fill in this spot, and I want to put something in here, maybe some lamb's ear or something like that. I'm not quite sure, but hopefully this week I'll be doing that. And the hostas are doing good here. My sister-in-law was really upset. She woke up the other morning and she looked out her window and she saw them all chomped off, and she thought it was deer. So what I did was I took a picture of it and I put it in ChatGPT, and he said that it actually was too clean cut for deer. It was the groundhog. So groundhogs like it also. Now they're a little bit tougher to deter from the hostas. There's deer spray you can put, and sound like these, that deters them and things like that. But groundhogs are a little bit tougher because they're not really deterred by noise and by things like that. It's suggested to get, motion detector sprinklers that might, push them away. But she has a little bit of a problem over there. They keep burrowing under her shed, and she paid somebody to have them removed. They came back, and just a problem for her. So I have my fingers crossed that they're going to be staying away from here. But you never know. My diplodenia here in the pot is doing beautifully, thank God. And I've been cutting my barberry almost every day because I can't stand those sprouts and I want to keep them small. My other sister-in-law one day thought she was going out to buy shrubs, and she called me. She said, "I want to know where I can get all those dwarf shrubs that don't grow like you have." And it was like, yeah, that's because Joe cuts them. That's why they don't grow. Anyway, my Boston ferns by the door here, you can see the light green color, and they are busy growing, and hopefully they will become huge. That's how I like them. Here is another plant that I just recently planted. Again, another one of those hollies right here. I want to do something here. I don't know what I want to do. I was actually thinking of putting basil in here because of the, we use a lot of basil, plus that smell. A lot of animals don't like that smell, and they don't spread like the mint. I had tried the mint in the front over there. I had to take it all out because you know how aggressive that is, and I just put it in places like in pots that I can't grow. Still thinking about how I'm going to reimagine this right here. I'm getting closer though. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one planter here, and I'm going to make one planter like that in there with the rocks, and then maybe I'm going to put some kind of paving down in here. And I was thinking about putting a little cafe table with a couple of chairs underneath here, maybe move that barberry over to this corner and delete that hughes plant, and then move all those hostas as well. Leave the sand cherry, leave the spiral juniper. But again, I don't know. That's a project that's coming soon because I've been thinking about it a lot, and I'm finally getting close to what I want. See, somebody always steps on these things, drives me crazy. Okay, the rock sedum still spreading like crazy. More diplodenia and the spike plant, and my third diplodenia right here with the spike plant as well. So that's basically the front. Let me move over to the side. There's another wind chime right there. And already I've been cutting the flowers off the hostas. Now the hostas began to send those spikes up with the little flowers on them, and I'm taking them out immediately because what happens is all the energy gets pushed into those spiky flowers, which aren't pretty anyway, and what happens is the plant begins to suffer, and it gets that, droopy kind of a look that I hate. I like it when they look perky and young like this. So I'm busy this morning cutting off all those spikes. You notice I have a piece of fencing right here, and actually picked it up off the side of the road. Someone was throwing out a lot of their old fence, so I got a couple of posts and a couple of pieces of this fencing, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use it to hide my air conditioning units from the street. I really don't like the way that looks, and this will kind of hide it a little bit. All right. Grandma's violets, busy growing in between all the cracks over here. My irises, everything is, looking lush and full. My sidewalk that I made out of the old decking stairs from down the shore house. Okay. My purple smoke tree that my father gave us, which is very sentimental to me because it was one of the last things. He actually had that sent to me in the mail. There's another wind chime. There is an example of how I did the mint. I took that Marianne's grandfather's old pear tree and hollowed out that center there and put some mint in there, so that will keep it contained. Now here is the dry riverbed creek that I made. I have my little boy fishing right there. I still didn't paint him. I know people are saying, why didn't you paint him yet? And some people are saying, don't paint him. So, but anyway, I put a little stick there for his fishing pole. I'm going to add in some 4x4s, up and down along this riverbed, and I'm going to fix this up as well. Getting busy on that. This is the area where I'm going to put the that fencing that I just said. I want to cover this air conditioning unit from the street. There's my magnolia tree that my neighbor gave me. More mint in a plant, rock sedum growing. You can see I have a mess over here because well, it's not really a mess, but I'm going to use that as part of that area that I just talked about. This area that I reimagined right in here, I put a couple of basils in here. I have a dracaena spike. My ferns, they're starting to come back. They really, really were looking bad. And, you know, I moved my pumpkin plants here, and I know, hold on, that traffic helicopter, every time I'm videoing, he comes right over. All right, that's pumpkin plants, and I know they're really crowded, but I don't think I'm going to get pumpkins anyway. But I like the way they look in there, and I put one up here on this, and I have another little area right in here. So I reimagined that area right there. Here is my arbor over the fence, and wow, that was one of my best videos ever. This simple no-dig arbor, and you can see how big the grapevine is getting over the top of the arbor here. So happy about that. So here we are in the backyard now, and I'm actually going to try something with my tomato plants. And yeah, I didn't plant them yet, but I did get my Italian parsley in. I'm going to put tomato plants in this container, as well as just a couple back there. I'm not going to go crazy with them. I got hardly any yield last year, so I am not going crazy. Maybe a couple of pepper plants. My nephew gave me that hot pepper, which I don't eat, but I think Marianne likes them. I have one of them. He only gave me one, and so I just planted that there this morning. This is the lemon thyme. We don't use it, but it smells great when you rub against it. That's the kind of stuff, too, that a lot of animals hate. They hate things with smell on them, and odor deters them. My daylilies are beginning to sprout. You can see the stems coming up for the flowers. Those flowers will probably be as tall as the fence very shortly. My architectural piece there with my diplodenia in it, and I actually took the vinca vine and I zip tied it up on it so that hopefully it will fill in. It's an experiment. See, here's more of those daylilies. What I'm telling you is, see how the flowers are all coming up. My rhododendron back there really suffered this winter. I had to cut so much of it, but it does have new growth. We got no flowers this year. That's okay. At least I didn't lose the plant. I did another container right here, and you can see my Italian parsley, and this has doubled in size in 2 days. And here is my basil right here, and what I did was I pinched the tops of these, the top leaves off, down to where there's 2 stems here. So what'll happen is this will cause it to get bushy, and then I can keep coming in here and pinching it, and the plant will continue to get bushy. Just took out my 2 end tables here, painted them yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to finish them up. I have to put something on there. Here's my salvia right here. Again, what I did was it gets crushed because of the weather, but what I did was I came in, you can see where the flowers start to, let me see how this flower, it's almost all spent. It's only left on the top. So I come in and I will cut it down here, and then there's 2 stems on each side, and what will happen is like this. You see, that'll grow, and then the plant will get bushier and will have a continuous flow of flowers. You got to keep on top of that if you want that to continue to flower all the time. Trying to keep my fingers away from the screen. Here is my moon gate right here. If you caught that video, I just put this up recently, and I have the diplodenia growing in here, and I actually had to zip tie it to the moon gate so it comes around. My marigolds right here, as soon as you see this like this, pinch this off, because you don't want the energy to go into making seeds, because that's what it wants to do. Here's another one over here. Just see it. I'm going to take it off. Okay. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. Happy with the way that is looking so far. And my Japanese maples that I just potted right here. Here's another salvia. I just took a piece of that one off and stuck it in here. And after one season, it grew. This coral bells right here, I had a lot of them. I only have 2 of them left. That coral bells is doing better. I think it gets a little bit more shade than the one on the other side. This is a late blooming azalea. That's the one that used to be in the front that looks really sad. Took it back here and I'm nursing it, and hopefully it's going to continue to do well. Put more marigolds in here. Snake grass is getting really tall. This is Ilex, I think, Ilex. And you can see all the new growth that's going in here. I wanted height on each side of these barberries. Now I'm trimming the sides of these barberries, but I'm letting the top grow a little bit wild because I want them a little bit taller than they are. If you notice, my pool is still covered, so I'm waiting another week, one more week, before it gets uncovered. Okay, and let's come around the other side. If you notice, I cut back the hostas, because what will happen is they lean against other plants, and the plant will not get any sun. It'll wind up, dying in that area, and I really don't want that happening. Here on this side, these aren't working. I have to get another package. I got these from Harbor Freight. I think there were 10 of them for $19.99. I think that's the price. I need more. These 2 are not working. And this one, the top blew off. We had such a crazy windstorm the other day, and I can't find it. It's got to be somewhere, but can't find it. This, again, the Liriope here that I transplanted. I made these out of one plant. More Diplodenia in here. They're getting nice and big. My Catmint, and I can't find it anywhere. I want more Catmint, and even my contractor asked me where I got it, and I don't see it. Nobody around here, I'm talking about nurseries, has it, and I don't know why, but there's the Catmint, and it's beginning to bloom right there. That has a smell that a lot of animals hate as well. You can see my rock sedum. I didn't even plant this here. This is just doing it all on its own, and I like it, and I'm leaving it. Even in here, in this crack right here. Now this Catmint over here, I wanted to show you what happened. It got so big and stalky, it all fell over. So I cut the whole back down. And you can see it's beginning to grow again, and I have the flowers in the front. So now when that begins to grow a little bit more and begins to flower, then I can cut the front off. And by doing that, you should have continuous color. Front, back, like that. It likes it better here. That's why it got bigger here. Okay. I'm trying to look for things that you might be interested in. My elephant ears are just beginning to grow new leaves again. They had a really tough winter as well, and they had a tough spring. It's been tough on them, I had my hose out because I started power washing the pavers, and then I have to put down that stuff in between, so they'll lock them in to keep the weeds out. Again, another battle this year with the weeds on the pavers. All right, everybody. So that is my garden tour for June 1st. I hope everybody's doing well, and like always, I'll be seeing you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.